Bayley fans, get the tissues ready because you are about to cry, because in this video, I'm going to tell you the truth about your girl and why it is time to admit it, why it is time to acknowledge it, because Bayley has had a heck of a year. 2024, in my opinion, will be remembered as the Bayley year. Think about everything that she's done, but look at where she is now, right? She recently put over Candice LeRae in a tag team match on SmackDown. Oh, how the mighty have fallen in WWE in 2024 for Bayley fans, right? Think about it. She kicked off the year by winning the Women's Royal Rumble match, earning a championship opportunity of her choosing at WrestleMania 40, a monumental event in WWE history. Ultimately, she decided to go up against a group that split, essentially, from their leader in Bayley, a group that was made up of Asuka and Kairi Sane and Dakota Kai and Io Sky. Io Sky becoming the women's champion months prior to them. Bayley decided that after being betrayed by the group that she would go after Io Sky and she would go after the ultimate prize in the SmackDown Women's division. And she did that. She beat Io Sky at WrestleMania 40. And there was a lot of expectations for Bayley. She had not had a women's championship reign in multiple years. She was also a freshly baby face, something which we had not seen since 2019. There was a lot of hope. There was a lot of optimism. And she made her title defenses against the likes of Tiffany Stratton and Naomi. But she never had that breakout match, in my opinion, that breakout feud. So, fast forward, she goes to SummerSlam, she loses the Women's Championship to Nia Jax, someone in which earned the championship opportunity after winning the Queen of the Ring tournament. Then they ran it back at Bad Blood. There was a little bit of outside interference thanks to Tiffany Stratton trying to cash in Money in the Bank. And now, well, we're in a spot. We're in a very interesting spot because recently on SmackDown, as I mentioned at the top of this video, it was Bayley and it was Naomi. They put over Women's Champion Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. LeRae, who had not worked a TV match since July and has not done anything notable since returning to WWE and put on the main roster, well, she scored the victory over Bayley thanks to outside interference from Indy Hartwell, setting people ablaze in outrage. Well, that leads us to today's video. What does Bayley fans need to hear? What's the truth? What's the harsh truth? Well, I hate to say this as a Bayley fan, as a Bayley supporter, but her days as a top champion, I think are over. I think are over because Bayley, she has been around for over a decade now, and she's always been that utility player. She's always been the person that, hey, we need a good feud. Hey, we need a good match. Hey, we need you to put this person over. She's always been that person, right? Outside of her dominant reign as NXT champion, as a lovable babyface, and or her runs as women's tag team champions, or her notable heel run in 2019 going into 2020 as women's champion, okay? She's getting a little bit older in age. That doesn't help her case because for whatever reason, women, once they hit like a certain age, they don't get booked the same. I don't understand it. I think it's time that WWE, and it finally just goes forward with it. Something in which that I think has been going on in the background and is slowly starting to be coming out with Bayley. I don't think she's going to be used as the top champion anymore. I think 2024, that was the end of her top star status. I think now she's going to be putting over younger talent. She's going to be that bridge gap. She's going to be that stepping stone. She's going to be the person that goes into the ring with a young talent and can tell the office, okay, this person has it, this person doesn't. And also they can tell that to the fans by their work and by putting them over. There's nothing wrong with this role. Bayley, I think, will be with WWE for years to come. I absolutely see her transitioning as an agent, a producer when that time comes. I hope it's not anytime soon, but I see that happening. And there's a lot of younger talent on the WWE roster. And more importantly, they're only coming up faster. Think about this. Think of just the introductions in which we've seen this year on the main roster as true breakout stars, okay? You had Jade Cargill. She had her debut. A real breakout year for Tiffany Stratton, current women's Money in the Bank contract holder. You have Liv Morgan. She had a breakout year. We're going to get Charlotte Flair back. Somehow, some way, sometime, we're going to get Becky Lynch back. That'll probably be in 2025. You also have the resurgence of Nia Jax and the superstardom rise of Rhea Ripley. Okay? Now, if you look down in NXT, they got a ton of young talent, like Roxanne Perez, like Cora Jade. And oh, by the way, they've recently brought in the former Delta, Zarara. Now you have Julia and Stephanie Valker. They're going to be up on the main roster very quickly. All 5 of those names that I just mentioned will be main roster, I would say, in the next year. I really, really would. They're that good in the ring, or they're that good on the mic. So you only have so many spots on the card available for top-tier talent. Most of those names, like Roxanne Perez, is going to be a megastar in this industry. Julia, she reminds me of like an Asuka in terms of like she's going to be booked as a top star when needed. Stephanie Valker, I think, has a ton of upside, and she could really, really be the next mega star for Mexico for WWE. Something in which they've tried to do for decades, right? That's why Rey Mysterio is still around. So I think there's a lot of young talent coming up, and you only have so many spots available, so many spots to go around. And if you're someone like Bayley, I think maybe on the back end of her career. And that's nothing wrong. Look, she's had an amazing career, right? Multiple women's championship reigns, multiple notable feuds, multiple just absolute outstanding moments. She's something that WWE will be able to use for years to come. Decade or more to come, if you think about it, from her in-ring prowess, from her future producing / agent roles. It's going to be a lot of fun to see where her career goes, right? And I think Bayley will be remembered as someone that is remembered to be one of the most underrated in-ring performers in history, not only in the women's division, but in all of pro wrestling. I think that's where her legacy will lie. And I think the fact that she has been able to do it over a consistent period of time and a long period of time, whether that be as a babyface or a heel in NXT or on the main roster, those are notable things. And as long as she can continue to thrive and continue to do things like this, I think she's going to be around for a very long time. I'm very happy to see that she won the Royal Rumble. And I'm very happy to see that she got another babyface championship reign. And I'm glad to see that she got Damage Control over to where she got them. But I think it's time that we hit the transition button. And I think WWE views it the same.